Hi class, welcome to week 4. So this week we are starting to evaluate genetically modified food, irrigation, organic food, and then also looking at our food supply in general. And so how we care for the food that we have, what it takes to actually get something from farm to table, and then how we should care for that food once we bring it into our home. And so I've highlighted a few different areas for you, obviously always following the objectives. But here under Chapter 3 Content, you will find a PowerPoint as well as some information on foodborne illness, engineered food, and so on. And so I think that you will really enjoy this week, and hopefully you'll learn quite a bit. The other thing I want to focus on right now is the beginning of Eat Clean, Live Dirty. And so this is actually going to be associated really with next week's material, but you want to begin now. And so let's open this up to see what we have here. This is going to be a team wiki that you're going to complete with your group. It's going to begin with filling out a concept map while you're listening to this podcast. And so let me explain what that means. This podcast, you can download this on iTunes, or you can watch it or listen to it, straight from the site I've provided you. The podcast is about 2.5 hours long, and it's pretty intensive, but it's amazing information and super entertaining. And so I think that you'll really enjoy it. What you're going to do is, while listening to this podcast, you are going to be writing out on your concept maps. And so you'll see that I've created these pages with different categories for you, which really cover generally what you'll be hearing in the podcast. I've designed this so what you can do, what I would suggest, is you print them out, and you get a pen in this paper, and you listen to the podcast, and every time something's interesting or they're talking about one of these topics, you write it down. This is the idea of developing a concept map. This is an example of a concept map. In the end, you can do this in whatever form you like. Ultimately, you are taking notes as you are listening to the Eat Clean, Live Dirty podcast. You need to have completed this because you are going to build one huge concept map with your team. So once you have completed your concept map, just you personally, you're going to go to your team site and select, of course mine's going to look a little different, select your team, and you're going to go to your group wiki. Now here you'll see exactly what you need to be doing. And so you are each going to add your own information. And what you can see here is we want to have all your information in by the 20th, which is next Wednesday. At this time, you will be building this group wiki with your team. Once the wiki is built, I want you to evaluate what everyone has put on there, and each one of you will answer these questions within this wiki. This is worth 40 points. You're graded on participation and thoroughness of content. And so the cool thing about a wiki is it allows me to see every single move that each team member makes. And so you want to make sure that you're fully participating. In addition, if you wait to the last minute and other people have already written stuff that you have, you might put yourself in a bind because it'll limit your participation. So you definitely don't want to leave this to the last minute. Again, so you will have completed the concept map within your team wiki by next Wednesday. And on Thursday, you'll have Thursday until Sunday to answer the questions that I have listed out here. I hope you enjoy it because I definitely think that this particular podcast is extremely interesting, and I think you'll learn a lot from that. Again, if you have questions or have questions about this week's material, please feel free to email me. Have a great week.